On the University of Iowa campus, across the river from the power plant, sits an imposing brick building. Inside the fortress-like walls of the lower level, the river itself once ran in a channel created for early 20th century hydraulics experiments. Today, that channel is sealed off, but the historic edifice that remains is the hub of a world-renowned institute, IIHR Hydroscience and Engineering. How did the University of Iowa, in the heart of the Midwest, come to house an international center for hydroscience? The story involves influential directors, changing societal needs, and diverse research, all of which flowed through IIHR, just like the river once did. IIHR's mission is to provide education and conduct research in the broad areas of fundamental fluid mechanics, water and air resources, and environmental hydraulics. But today's institute was largely shaped by three past directors, each representing a distinct approach to hydroscience. In 1920, Floyd Nogler led Iowa's first hydraulics lab, performing field studies, river surveys, and small-scale modeling to address real-world engineering problems. The lab was instrumental during the 1930s in helping the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to design the 9-foot navigation channel of the Mississippi River. By 1945, however, Hunter Rouse was taking IIHR in a different direction, away from applied science toward basic research around the fundamentals of fluid mechanics. Over the next 2 decades, Rouse's many publications and innovative programs built IIHR's reputation as an international leader in hydroscience.
Hunter Rouse was a tremendous traveler. He traveled around the world many times when very few people did that. And everywhere he went, he was promoting IIHR and also getting graduate students and researchers to come to the Institute, so that during his period of leadership, the Institute became truly international and became very well established.
In the 1960s, Director Jack Kennedy built on this legacy by integrating theoretical research and applied studies. In the last several decades, the Institute has been greatly enhanced by computer-based simulation and modeling techniques, fueling the great diversity of projects happening today.
It is a very broad-ranging research program, one that ranges from fundamental science of fluid mechanics, understanding of turbulence, and the higher fidelity parameters within the fluid flow that really define how that fluid motion occurs, and then the application of that fundamental fluids research to applied engineering river hydraulics problems, as an example. So as the societal needs have changed, various agencies continue to look to IIHR for, the cutting-edge research that we're doing.
Some of the most cutting-edge research at IIHR has been in the Ship Hydrodynamics program. Supported by the Office of Naval Research, the program uses computational and experimental fluid dynamics to study a range of free surface flow problems relevant to ship hull design.
The fundamental equations of mathematical physics for engineering were derived over 150 years ago, but it's only in the last 50 years that we've been able to really make use of them. In my thinking, this is going to revolutionize the engineering. Engineering will become more and more based on simulation techniques as time evolves.
IIHR has taken their simulation expertise and applied it to real-world problems like the environmental impact of man-made structures.
The fish passage work that we've been involved in the Pacific Northwest has really required a laboratory that can work in an academic environment with the most advanced technologies and at the same time meet the needs of industry. So we've taken some of the advances in our computational fluid dynamics and applied those to river engineering projects to solve fish passage issues for the hydropower industry in the Pacific Northwest.
IIHR's work in environmental engineering, ecosystem restoration, and river sustainability are behind the Lucille A. Carver Mississippi Research Station, or LACMRS. LACMRS provides a location where physical and biological scientists come together to examine the issues facing the upper Mississippi River.
This is a very unique facility in that we have a group of river specialists that do fundamental research both through computational modeling and laboratory studies, but for them to be able to come out and work on the river in this natural system is just a very unique opportunity.
Beyond the research that happens at LACMERS, the station lets students learn about integrated watershed science in an immersive environment.
Students, when they're out on the river, they're in a different environment where their brain really is open to new ideas, and they see the challenges that are out there before them. And I want to develop a passion in the students for the river and science and engineering. And that's what really has been happening with the classes that we have, and that's exciting.
IIHR's expertise in air and water resources engineering became even more valuable after the flood of 2008 in Iowa, and the increased public interest in understanding floods led to the creation of the Iowa Flood Center at IIHR.
The flood of June 2008 was an eye-opening event for many of us. It exposed many gaps in our knowledge, in our activities, in our organization, and it mobilized our efforts.
The work of the Iowa Flood Center at IIHR includes an informational website and a broad range of research, including floodplain mapping and real-time flood forecasting. Given IIHR's strength in so many fields of hydroscience, it's easy to define the institute in terms of its research, but ask the people at IIHR, and they'll tell you the greatest product is their students.
The most gratifying aspect of being a faculty member here is working with the graduate students, seeing them mature as scientists, go through the voyage of discovery, and for them to have their first breakthroughs. Bringing people together to solve problems and to do research is what really attracts people to IIHR.
To learn more about IIHR Hydroscience and Engineering, visit iihr.uiowa.edu. Coming up, inside the mind of a Big Ten mascot.